Hello, my name is Dr. Caroline West and I am the host of the Glow West podcast, which looks at sex, sexuality and the body. So I'm a little bit of a sex nerd. I have a PhD and an MA in sexuality studies as well, and I probably spend far too much of my life talking about sex, but this is my life these days and I'm not complaining. So the podcast really looks at, it takes a very kind of sexual wellness approach, which means that sex is just a normal part of everyday life, just like your physical wellness and your mental wellness. So what we want to do on the podcast is kind of have a little, I suppose, a safe space for, having long in-depth conversations around various different aspects of sex and things to do with the body as well. We've looked at some health issues that might stop you having sex. We've looked at things like masturbation, how to choose a sex toy, all sorts of weird and wonderful things, because sex is weird and wonderful, and it's nice to be able to talk about it in a kind of calm, fun, silly kind of way. So that's what we want to do with the podcast. We look at things such as gender identity as well. We've recently had an episode on intersex, which is really important to kind of learn about because it's a lot more common than we think. Going forward, there's going to be so much content. I'm going to be looking at erectile dysfunction, sex addiction, and is that a real thing or not? Orgasms and how to have them, what happens if you don't have an orgasm, how to write erotica, all these different things. So whatever you think of when it comes to sex, that's what we're talking about on the podcast. Very kind of conversational style, because I know sex can be kind of scary for some people. Talking about things means we banish things such as shame and stigma as well. So we try and take an interdisciplinary approach as well, and that kind of, I suppose, intersectional approach. So we're looking at sex from all sorts of perspectives like history, sociology, feminism, gender, class and disability. When it comes to sex education in Ireland, I feel like we're really failing young people sometimes, and we're not equipping them with the skills to navigate the world of adult relationships in a very safe way and a very healthy way and a very pleasure focused way. One of the criticisms levelled against sex education in Ireland is that it's not very inclusive of different genders and sexuality. So the podcast is really based on sex for everyone. So sometimes to help you along with that, we might kind of give some giveaways of lube or sex toys or condoms. So come join in the fun and treat yourself and win some good freebies. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, really. Apple and Spotify would be the biggest ones, so just search for Glow West podcast there. Sex should be fun, sex should be free from stigma, free from fear. It should be a fun, messy, pleasurable experience for absolutely everyone. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you on the podcast. If you have a topic you'd like to cover, just DM me and we can go from there. Okay, bye.